Hey besties, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. My name is Bethany. So today we're going to be looking at the exact day that you meet your future spouse. So what's going to be going on with you? What's your mood that day? You know, what's happening? Is there anything unexpected? Any signs that would key you into like this is the day you meet your future spouse? We're just going to see what comes through. We are going to be using the Astro Dice to clarify some stuff for us. And yeah, we have 3 groups to choose from today. So for pile 1, we have Sailor Moon here. For pile 2, we have Sailor Jupiter. And for pile 3, we have Sailor Mars. So take a moment and pause the video if you need to and meditate on the groups. Just like always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, and let's get into it. Hey pile 1, if you chose Sailor Moon, you are in the right place. Now, if you notice the blanket looks a little bit grody, I can tell Gracie has been laying on it. I'm gonna have to wash it. I didn't notice until after I had set everything up. So I'll be alternating out with a different blanket because there's just so much like cat hair everywhere. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but there's a lot of it, so I'm sorry. Alright, so pile 1, let's find out, please Spirit, the exact day that they meet their future spouse, what's going on. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. I'm going to start with the tarot, get it all laid out, and then we'll roll your Astro Dice. Pile 1, the exact day that you meet your future spouse. Alright, we got the Devil. We're not doing reversals today. We're just going to do all uprights. We got the Knight of Cups. We've got the 8 of Pentacles here. Oh, I like how this is setting up so far. Oh, and the Chariot. Okay. This is really cool. So your bottom of the deck is the 8 of Wands, which tells me that this is a very chaotic and busy time period for you, but it's because you're juggling a lot of positive or big life transitions, again, all positive though, at the exact same time. So you got a lot going on. Your days are packed. You're, learning a lot of new stuff. This is like the energy of someone who started a new job or someone who recently graduated school, or, you have family in town, or, it's like 2 friends like birthdays that week. Like you're just juggling a lot of different stuff all at one time, and it's all positive, but it is still stressful. It's a lot to juggle. So it's definitely a chaotic time period for you. If you're in that kind of cycle right now, that would maybe signify that you're going to meet this person soon. If things are very quiet and very dead and you don't have a lot going on, this is going to be further into the future for you. So that could give you an indication of a time frame. But I want to roll your Astro Dice before I get into the tarot messages here. Okay, I'm very curious to see if Cancer or Capricorn are gonna come up, because the Devil card represents Capricorn and the Chariot is associated with Cancer, which are opposite signs. Okay. So pile 1 here, pile 1, the exact day that they meet their future spouse, please, Spirit. And this one didn't go in the little heart, so I'm going to roll it again. You do have Capricorn, though. I'm going to move it to the side so it doesn't get jostled. Ooh, and we have the 6th house, so this is Virgo. So a lot of earth sign energy already, because Virgo and Capricorn are both earth signs. This is telling a very clear picture. I wasn't expecting this. So with the Devil card, yes, can signify addiction, as you can see here. But, Capricorns are known for being hard workers, and they're known to be very status driven and very ambitious, and they're known for being workaholics. And so I feel like during this time period of your life, you're really busy and you're putting all of your focus and attention into your career, and if you're still in school, then into your education. But yeah, like you're just working, go, 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 and you're not balancing that out with other aspects of your life. With the Eight of Pentacles here, and this also talks about being busy with work, getting recognition. You know, I feel like you're working towards this. Like, you want to be seen as successful. The Chariot card can talk about success. You want to be seen as someone who is successful, someone who is good at what they do, someone who is a cut above the rest. You know, you want to be seen as an expert or the best at what you do. You want to stand apart from your colleagues. You're maybe, you know, trying to get a promotion, trying to get a pay raise, trying to get, you know, established in a new field if you just graduated, something like that. And so I feel like that is your energy, like, all day long when you meet your future spouse. So that exact day, I bet you're either going to be working. So you can meet your future spouse like during a work meeting. You know, maybe you start a new job and they're in that meeting. You could be, you know, they could be a customer or a client, depending upon what it is that you do, and how appropriate that would be. You could also, if you have like a field placement job where you go out into the community to do something, you can meet them while you're out. Or if you travel for work, you can meet them while you're traveling. Or if you go to a work conference, you can meet them, you know, at the hotel because, you know, they work in the same field as you and their company is also attending the conference. You know, something like that. Or if you have an online business, maybe you're connecting with them over social media, but it's definitely related to your work and you are meeting them. So the day that you meet them is the day that you are working, okay? And it's definitely something that is, at this point in time, routine for you. With the 6th house, this Virgo energy, it's something that you're just going about your day-to-day routine. You're really busy. I do think you could be traveling while you're meeting this person. And again, it doesn't have to be like long distance travel. It could just be, you know, you have driven to this work convention, or you're driving to work that morning, or you are, you know, you're not at home, I don't think. Even if you just drove to a coffee shop and you were working on your online business at the coffee shop, you're just working, you know, and you're not in your home when you meet them. And this could also, again, signify that maybe you're traveling for work. Again, it doesn't have to be long distance. I'm not really picking up long distance. They could live further away from you, but I think that you're not too far from your home when you meet them, if that makes sense. They are coming through as this Knight of Cups, because I feel like you are so busy and so focused, you know, like, I feel like you're not really noticing the world around you when this happens. Like, even if they're in the same work meeting as you and like you're, you know, new to the job, you're so focused on being the new person and trying to make a good first impression and, you know, trying to learn everyone's names and not, you know, call, you know, attention to yourself in the meeting in a negative way. And so, like, you may not even notice that, you know, the cute person 2 people to your left is checking you out. You know, you may not notice it. And yeah, I feel like your future spouse notices you first because they're coming through as this Knight of Cups, as someone who is really sweet, really just open-hearted, someone who is emotionally available. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio person because this is water sign energy, but I feel like, honestly, I'm picking more up that that's just signifying their emotional state when they first see you. So it definitely feels like kind of a sweet, like, love at first sight kind of energy. Like, you just immediately capture their attention, you know, like, the little ghost here is so wide-eyed, you know, like, they look so innocent, and they're just following this heart, you know, and they're just on their way with their love offer, like, coming towards you. So they would definitely speak to you first, they would approach you first, and they may not say anything during that first time that they see you, but I think that if you were to catch their eye and if you were to be, you know, looking around, paying attention, you would notice that they were checking you out, because I think it's quite obvious. But I feel like you're just so busy. Like, even if you did see them, I feel like you would be like, why is this person looking at me? Like, why are they staring at me like that? And you may be self-conscious too, like if it's a new job or something like that, like, did I make a mistake? Did I do something wrong? Am I looking stupid right now? You know, something like that. But yeah, I definitely feel like there is a strong physical attraction from them, at least, right off the bat. I feel like you're just not even paying attention. Like, if this ghost was approaching this ghost, right? Like, this one's so focused on the task at hand, they don't even see this Knight of Cups coming. Yeah, I feel like you're just so busy during this time, and you're probably sleep deprived. You're probably not eating like you normally do because you're juggling so much. It's just kind of this energy of, you know, there's so many good things going for you that you don't want to drop the ball on anything. And so that is, yeah, creating, I feel like, some blinders for you. Like, you just don't see this coming. And I feel like you most certainly don't expect to meet someone in this way, like, at all. Let's find out some more information about this specific day here. With the little peace sign, this could also be signifying twin flame energy or soulmate energy, divine counterpart. You know, one person being the divine masculine, one person being the divine feminine. Also, if you work in the mental health field, this could be a confirmation for you. That's not going to apply to everyone, but I was just looking at this and I was like, this could signify, you know, that your workplace deals with something in relation to mental health, you know, helping people overcome, you know, addiction or limiting beliefs, things that keep them chained, you know, unhealthy habits, stuff like that. Even in the medical field, I could say that as well. Let's see, attitude. Interesting. I wonder if you seem a little bit moon dragon. Okay, yes. I feel like you kind of intimidate this person. You intimidate your future spouse a little bit because, like, they're very physically attracted to you, but I feel like you're not sending them any signals that would say, I'm feeling this vibe too. And I think that it's because you're so busy. And I think if they were to approach you and to say something to you, you may brush them off or you may seem annoyed, but I feel like there's just this energy of you like rushing around. So for example, if we go back to that workplace meeting, they notice you, but you're not noticing them, and they're trying to catch your eye, but you're, you know, off in your own world trying to not look foolish in the meeting, and then, you know, you have to rush out of the meeting because, you know, you have to finish your training modules or you have to meet with your supervisor, and so like you're rushing out of the meeting and they say, hi, you know, welcome to the team, and you kind of brush them off. You know, or you seem a little bit rude, you seem a little bit, you know, like you couldn't be bothered, you know, like you look like you're looking for an exit in the conversation. And I don't feel like this person is like completely put off by that. I mean, they are your future spouse, but I feel like that leaves them a little bit uncertain as to how to approach you again after that. With the moon dragon, they're like, well, like I feel it, you know, intuitively they feel this connection to you like right off the bat. And so I feel like this is definitely a time when you're probably disconnected from your intuition because you're busy. You know, you're concerned with the earthly earthly matters during this time, which is okay. I mean, it happens, right? But yeah, I feel like emotionally they're not sure how to process like how they're feeling for you, and you know, they kind of feel like the energy's not being reciprocated. But again, I do feel like they would recognize though that maybe you just seem stressed or maybe you just seem busy. But yeah, I do think there's an energy here of you intimidating them. Yeah, the green fairy. Like you are just really, really focused on like your money, your stability, that career success, you know, like this could even signify like during this time you're moving into a new home. And so that's got you a little bit stressed about finances and like trying to figure everything out. Yeah. You're very preoccupied on this day. You are very focused on other things. Let's see. Can we get any more information on this, Spirit? You could also be meeting them during a full moon. I will say that. That could also be happening. We got the improviser. I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. Okay, yes, this is definitely requiring some improv on the part of your future spouse. Like they're having to think on their feet, like quickly, like how do I approach this person? What do I say to them? And it could be too that like how you respond to them isn't how they expect. And so they're having to like think quickly on their feet, like how do I, you know, create an opening to where I can talk to this person again. You know, so this could be like if you work with this person, maybe they're making excuses to walk by your office or walk by your desk or to check in with you. Or, you know, maybe they're requesting to be assigned to your project so they can spend more time with you, get to know you better. Or, you know, if you're out working like in the field somewhere and this isn't, you know, a coworker, it's just someone who sees you while you're out doing something for your job or whatever. You know, this person could be like, how do I get their number? Like they're having to think quickly on their feet of how to have that follow-up contact with you and to not have it be, you know, just that one interaction. Yeah, you are very distracted though to not pick up on this person's energy. Very distracted. We have the teacher. I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. So you could be meeting this person, you know, while you're in school or on a campus or something like that. I also feel like this person could be, I mean, this could be signifying that this person works above you in the company. I'm not sure, again, how appropriate that would be, but this could be like the person who's training you or something like that, or maybe you're shadowing them for a day. This could also just signify, though, that this person is quite financially stable, quite successful as well, and someone who I feel like could actually give you a lot of advice and help you out during this time period of your life. So this may start off as a friendship or something like that. You know, when you slow down and actually give them some of your time, you know, you could find that they really help you out. You know, this person is someone you definitely respect, and yeah, it just kind of feels like they're in a more advanced position. They could be a little bit older than you, or they could just be really successful for their age, you know. I forgot to say pile 1. It just occurred to me when I was putting up your oracle cards, but with that bad attitude card, I wonder if you're someone who just has like resting bee face, resting witch face, let's call it that. Because I mean, I have that. You know, like I definitely seem like really unfriendly, so I wonder if that's also part of it, is that you just have one of those faces that just doesn't look that friendly. But yeah, so anyway, pile 1, just had to add in that message. All right, so this was going to be a short reading. I'm trying to do more of those. Pile 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. You can also do the SuperThanks, which is like a virtual tip jar. I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel thus far, and thank you all so much for being so understanding that I'm going to be either filming shorter readings or just cutting back on the number of videos I upload in January and February because I have to study for my licensure exam for my master's in social work. So thank you all so much for being so understanding about that. Hopefully in March I'll resume my normal schedule, but I'm also starting a new job, so like I'm learning a lot. I think by that time though things should be a bit quieter and a bit more stable for me, and hopefully I can start a Patreon too. But yeah, I'll see you all in my next one. Take care, Pile 1. Hi Pile 2, if you chose Sailor Jupiter, you are in the right place. So let's go ahead and start with your tarot. Once I have your tarot laid out, I'll go ahead and roll your astro dice. So Pile 2, a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. I was telling Pile 1, if the blanket looks a little bit grody, I know I have to wash it. I didn't notice until I had laid out everything, but Gracie's been napping on this and there's a lot of cat fur, so I'm sorry about that. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not, but my bad. Okay, Pile 2, the exact day that you meet your future spouse. Let's see what we got going on. And we're not doing reversals for this reading. We're just going to do all uprights. Okay, the Chariot. This also came up in Pile 1. Pile 2, the exact day that you meet your future spouse. Let's see. Ooh, the 10 of Pentacles. Is it payday? Is it a day when you get paid? We've got the Knight of Wands here. Ooh, and the Star. This is beautiful. Okay. So your bottom in the deck is the Three of Swords. And so this tells me that when you're meeting your future spouse, if you were trying to gauge like the time frame, my best guess is that it would be either you're going through a breakup, you're considering leaving someone, or you have been trying to heal and process a breakup, but it's some sort of loss, ending, disappointment. And if it isn't, for most of you, it is like romantically related, but this could also be processing an ending or a loss of, a parent or some sort of family relationship, whether that person has passed and you're grieving, or, the connection is just really unstable and toxic and you've had to separate from that person or, distance yourself from that person, but there's some sort of loss, some sort of disappointment, something significant though. Like this isn't like, oh, I've had a really bad week, I don't know, I had a flat tire or something. Like it's not like that. It's something big. It's something big, and it's probably something that you've been processing and healing from for a long time. For others of you, you're in the thick of it, so take it as it resonates, but you're not in like the best place, like you're doing your best, but you're not in your best energy when your future spouse comes in. But you're on an upswing. And when I say you're not doing your best, I mean you're not doing your best emotionally. Like, it doesn't mean that the rest of your life is a mess, but emotionally, you're putting the pieces of the puzzle back together, or you're trying to figure out your life without a certain person, or, yeah, something stable that was in your life is ending, something like that. So we have the Chariot, the 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Star. I'm going to go ahead and roll your astro dice, and then we'll get into your messages. So Pile 2 here. Pile 2, the exact day that you meet your future spouse. What do we need to know, Pile 2? Okay, so we've got Libra, and then we also have the 7th house, so double Libra. remember when I said emotionally you're not feeling your best? You are looking your best. You are feeling very attractive this day. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, maybe you just got your hair done, you just got your nails done, maybe you have a new outfit on, and that's just, it's kind of this energy of, like, faking it until you make it with this Knight of Wands here. You know, like, you're not feeling great inside, but externally you look amazing, you look awesome. And I feel like maybe during this time, you're putting more, because this is Venus energy, so you're putting more effort into your appearance because you don't feel good. You know, like, everything is kind of a mess internally, and you're like, well, at least my hair can look nice. At least my outfit can look nice. Like, I feel like that gives you a sense of control. It just helps you to feel more grounded during this time. And it's almost like you're putting on armor or putting on war paint to, like, go throughout your day, like, you know, creating this shield of, at least I feel polished, at least I feel put together, even if emotionally, you know, I'm, like, tied together with a string and, you know, like, one false move and it all comes crumbling down and I'm crying. So yeah, I feel like you're definitely in that fake it till you make it kind of energy, and you may be someone who, you know, doesn't like people to see them vulnerable, you know, so you're trying to keep it together. And you may be trying to keep it together too, because in terms of your work, you can't afford to slack off, or in terms of school or your just day-to-day responsibilities, you know, you got to get up and face the day. And so you're like, you know, it is what it is. So with the Chariot, though, and the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like career-wise, things are going pretty well for you during this time. Things are going pretty awesome. And with the Star card, like, you are manifesting, you are healing, you are, like, hopeful for the future, but, you know, you're kind of in that energy of, like, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I'm going to keep doing everything I feel like I can, you know, and do my best to keep my hope and my faith, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. And so that's what I'm picking up so far. With the Ten of Pentacles, you could be meeting this person in a place of great wealth. So this could be literally like a really expensive restaurant, or you could be meeting them at a really expensive, like, concert venue. And with the Chariot card here, there is an energy here of travel as well that's indicated, especially with the Knight of Wands. So I actually want to get more tarot for you, because your message isn't quite as straightforward as pile 1. So the exact day that you meet your future spouse. If you're a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, you can take this as confirmation that you chose the right group, or if you're a Cancer or Aquarius, but you don't have to be. This is a significant time in your life, though, with 2 major arcana cards. I will say that. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, you are emotionally guarded. Remember how we said that? Like, it's like a shield. Yeah, like, you are 100%, like, just emotionally closed off during this time. I wonder if you're just like, hold on, let's see what else we got here. We've got the Knight of Coins and the Two of Cups. Okay. I really like this energy. So the exact day that you meet your future spouse, you're not expecting it. You're just trying to get through the day. Like, you're in a time in your life where you're just, like, emotionally in survival mode. Nothing else in your life is really giving any indication that there's instability. You know, like, you're doing well financially, you know, you're doing well, you know, in terms of how you feel about yourself physically. It's just internally you're going through sort of a storm, you know, and you're just trying to ride it out. You know, like, you're at a place where you're not fighting your emotions or anything like that. You're not repressing it. You're just trying to hold it together while you're out in public around other people, and then maybe when you come home at night, you just cry it out, you know, and then you get up and you face the day again. But that's the kind of cycle I'm picking up for you during this time period, because you're, like, again, like emotionally you're going through it. Your future spouse is also moving slowly. Like, you guys are both moving slowly towards each other. And so this could be, like, practically speaking, the day you meet your future spouse, maybe just engage in a little bit of small talk with them, you know, or you keep it very light. You keep it, you know, you just joke back and forth, you know, maybe you're both waiting in line for that concert. You know, I could definitely see with Libra, it could be like you're out shopping and you're waiting in line, you know, and you end up talking to the person behind you, or, you know, they compliment you and, you know, it just gets you to talking. But it's very surface level during that first interaction. And yeah, you could be meeting them in a place of great wealth. You could also be meeting them, and when I say, again, great wealth, like just somewhere that costs some money, okay? Or somewhere that was like very expensive and beautiful, like an art museum or something like that. You could also be meeting them somewhere where you enjoy music, art, culture, right? You're both dressed really well. Like, wherever you're at, you're not like in sweatpants or something. You are dressed very nicely. I'm picking up that as well. I don't think that you could be on vacation with the Chariot card. So you could be going to like an expensive travel destination, but I'm not really picking that up that strongly, just because I feel like this is talking more about your day-to-day, like you're just getting up and trying to get through it. It's not really, I'm not getting any like vacation mode vibes from this. It could be a possibility for one or two of you, but I'm not getting that message very strongly. Where are you at? Can we get anything like more specific here, or anything about that first? The Teacher. So you could be somewhere, oh yeah, with Libra, the legal system as well. That could be like, honestly, some of you could be meeting this person at a courthouse and you're like going through a divorce. Again, that's like a very specific message, but I mean, it did come out. Yeah. Or you could even just be, you know, settling some sort of, you know, case in court here. With the Teacher, it could be a place of tradition. So, I mean, I visited this beautiful temple a couple months ago. It was gorgeous. It had very intricate artwork everywhere, but there were a lot of rules that you had to follow, you know, certain things that you couldn't wear. You know, and it's not my religion or anything. I just thought it was beautiful and wanted to go and, you know, learn about a different culture. So yeah, you could be meeting them somewhere like that with the Teacher card. I also just feel like there's this energy of restraint, though, with the Hierophant. There's an energy of restraint, an energy of holding back, you know, keeping everything just very polite, very surface level when you talk to them. You're both very, like, repressed. You know, you're just very restrained in that first conversation. Like, no one's being overly flirtatious. Like, you're vibing, you know, like there's a nice easy rapport between you, but it's very cautious. It's very cautious, and it could be that they're just picking up on your energy, and, you know, they see that you're really guarded, and so they're just, you know, tailoring that to meet your needs. Or it could be that, you know, they've been burned before themselves. The Ace of Wands. So there's like that tension beneath the surface, but I think it's being kept down. And I think that, again, it's either because they're feeling the same way you are, you know, they're emotionally not in a great place either, or they're picking up your energy and they're responding to it. They're like, okay, I have to approach this person in a very, you know, soft manner. I have to be very traditional in my approach. I have to like formally ask them out on a date. You know, I don't feel like this person's going to be like touching your arm or invading your personal space or anything like that. With the Emperor as your bottom of the deck, I definitely feel like if you're interested in a divine masculine, this could be talking about your future spouse, so the king of all kings, or maybe this is your energy, but you know, the Emperor knows what he wants and goes after it. I definitely feel like this person would speak to you first, or if you're the Emperor, you would speak to them first and be kind of direct about it. But yeah, I really feel like it's very traditional, like, you know, okay, I'm gonna get your number, I'm gonna call you, and then I'm gonna ask you out on a date, and then when I show up for the date, I'm gonna have red roses, you know what I mean? Like, it's just very traditional, you know, this meeting. But it's just, I don't even think you're talking to them for that long, though. I feel like maybe they quickly get your number, something like that, but I don't feel like it's an extended conversation. I feel like they see you, they're attracted to you, they want you, they approach you. Or again, if you're a divine masculine, you can flip everything that I'm saying, but it's definitely the divine masculine, this Emperor, who is making the first move here. The pedestal, I mean, right off the bat, whoever this Emperor is, again with the Ace of Wands here, a lot of physical attraction. I also feel like they just look at you and they see you as like a classy person or someone who is on their level. Especially like if you're, like I feel like you're dressed in a very like polished, sophisticated, classy kind of way. Like I don't feel like anything about your clothing is like provocative or anything. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just kind of picking up this energy of them wanting to know like what's underneath, you know? And again, like they're being very polite in how they're talking to you, but in their mind, they're like, you know, unpeeling these layers kind of thing. Yeah, because there's an element here of mystery, you know, and I think that's what it is. Like, you're very intriguing to them, so they have to get your attention, you know, they have to approach you. And again, if you're the masculine, flip what I'm saying. Yeah, and so you kind of seem like you're playing hard to get. You're not, though. Like, you're just trying to survive the day, you know, you like go about your business. But yeah, I think that they like that. I think they like that they have to come correct. Let's see, anything else about, whoa, this day. Ugh. I'm not going to take those. Let's get one more. I think your reading's going to be a lot longer than the other one. I talk too much. The fire element. There's so much passion here. They really could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. There's so much passion here, especially Aries. But again, it's all pushed down. I think this could be a very fiery, passionate connection, like once you two open up. But I definitely feel like maybe they're not typically that emotional, and you, again, may just be trying to hold it together because of what you're going through. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be very fun and lighthearted in the beginning, and then it'll develop into something more serious as time goes on. I do think you'll have probably a very traditional courtship. And I could see this being one of those connections where if it's male and female, it would probably be very like gender conforming as well. I know I'm getting extra messages, but I feel like most of y'all won't mind it. You could be meeting this person during the summertime. Only take that message if it resonates, because honestly, something about this card also reminds me of the fall. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Also with fire element, though, I think of creativity. And so I feel like that's also pointing again to where you could be meeting this person somewhere where you are appreciating art or beauty or, you know, something culture related like music, or maybe you're at the theater, you're seeing a play, something like that. Because there's this energy of like there are other people around, you're not alone, and you may be in a crowded place as well. This feels like there's a lot of activity, and there's something putting a time constraint on the conversation. Like you're waiting in line, so you only have so much time before you're the next person in line kind of thing. Or you know, maybe it's intermission during a play and you only have so many minutes before intermission ends. Or you know, you're waiting to go into a concert, you're waiting for the concert to start. So there's something about there being a limited amount of time, and so they're going to be very direct in terms of like getting your number or whatever, or asking you out on a date, or, you know, connecting with you on social media, whatever. Like, but they're going to be very respectful, very respectful. Any final thoughts about this, Spirit? Any final thoughts for my pile twos? We have the patient. I can endure whatever twists and turns life brings me. They're being very patient with you. Yeah, they're very cautiously approaching you. Because again, I feel like intuitively, they're just kind of, they're good at reading a room. They're good at seeing your vibe and, you know, like understanding that, you know, they're putting you on this pedestal. You know, they're not going to approach you like, you know, in a super sexual manner or in a way that feels disrespectful, or like they're objectifying you, even if physically, like, you know, they're feeling it and mentally they're undressing you. I feel like, you know, externally they're not making that apparent. And then we have the worrier. This is you. Like your mind is very preoccupied during this time. This even kind of looks a little bit like the Star card. But yeah, like you're just... And some of you too, with the way her back is turned here to this house, you may be at a time in your life where you feel really lonely, where you feel really isolated, where you feel like you can't share your concerns with the people around you, or you just don't have that social support, and you're trying to, you know, rebuild your life emotionally and figure out that piece of it. And so that could be, again, speaking to why you're more guarded during this time, because you are, you know, more alone. Yeah. And I feel like most of you watching this are the divine feminine, but, you know, it may not be everyone. I feel like this person is going to make you feel so safe, though, right off the bat. Like there's just something about their energy, even though you're only talking to them for a few minutes. And I mean like it's just a few minutes, you know, like you don't have very long with this person, like 15 minutes, I would say, like tops. Even though that's the case, I feel like you, on some level, feel safe enough to, you know, answer them when they call you, to text them back when they text you. And maybe you're not sure why, you know, logically it doesn't make sense, but you know you're really emotionally vulnerable during this time. You're not sure whether you're ready for love or whatever, but I feel like there's just something there. Like your soul knows something before your mind does, you know? And there's just something about them. You know, an emperor will make you feel protected. And I feel like for whatever reason, you haven't felt protected in a long time. And it's sad because I think Spirit has been protecting you, but there's something like very grounding about having someone in your life who is reliable and stable. And the Emperor is very competent. So yeah, I feel like this person's gonna hold you down, you know, in a very good way. All right, so pile 2, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I know I had to get a lot more tarot for you, and your reading was longer than I planned. I'm sorry. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. You can also tip now with the virtual tip jar called SuperThanks. What else was I gonna say? Oh, a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel, and thank you all for being so understanding about my licensing exam that's coming up. You all were so supportive. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look at my community posts because I explained it all there. But thank you all for being so supportive and understanding about my filming schedule changing. And yeah, I will see you all in my next one. Take care, Pile 2. I'm wishing you the very best. Hi Pile 3, if you chose Sailor Mars, you are in the right place. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start off with your tarot and then I'll get the astro dice for you all. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. We're also doing no reversals today. I'm just gonna do all uprights. So the exact day that you meet your future spouse, Pile 3, what do we need to know? Pile 3. And like I was telling the other groups, I didn't realize how much Gracie has been napping on this blanket because I haven't filmed all week, so I'm gonna have to wash it. Please ignore all the cat fur for now. Pile 3, Pile 3. Ooh, we have the 9 of Cups. Isn't that a beautiful start? Page of Pentacles here, Pile 3, Pile 3. The exact day that you meet your future spouse. We have the King of Swords. Ooh, and we have the Magician. Okay. Y'all have a very different energy to the other two groups. I'm gonna roll your astro dice and then we'll get into it. So Pile 3, the exact day that you meet your future spouse, what do we need to know? Pile 3. We've got the second house. I'm not going to take this Cancer because it rolled outside of the heart. I'm just going to go again, but I'm going to put this to the side so it doesn't get jostled. Pile 3, Pile 3. There we go, Virgo. So Virgo and the second house here. That makes more sense, Virgo with the Page of Pentacles here. Okay, so there is something during this time that has happened for you that's made you very happy in terms of something with like your finances or even your health. But there's something there where you feel really good. So this could be a time when you have change something up in your day-to-day routine that's making you really happy in a very tangible way. So this would be, for example, you wanted to make a lifestyle change and you decided that you were gonna, I don't know, train for a marathon and you've been getting up and running, right? Or, you know, you started doing yoga and it's been really great for your mental health, or, you know, just some sort of lifestyle change. It could even be that you got a pet during this time and that has changed up your day-to-day routine, or you've changed up your style. It could also be something where maybe you just moved, but there's something there about what you physically own or your day-to-day routine and schedule, but there's some kind of change that you've made that you're happy about. Doesn't have to be anything major, but this is what's going on in your life at this time. And you've gotten some good news about something with the 9 of Cups. You've gotten some good news. And so you're in a good mood, okay? Pile 1 and Pile 2 were not in the best mood when they met their future spouse, but you were in a good mood. All right, you're feeling yourself. All right, you're in a good place. You know, you're feeling very grateful, and you're just in a good vibe, okay? And I think that because of that, you're manifesting. And so there's something about this meeting with your future spouse that is carrying the energy with the King of Swords next to the Magician, the Creator, of you spoke this into existence. You spoke this meeting into existence. You believed it would happen, and so it did. Sailor Mars has like a lot of really big, like ridiculous dreams, and she talks about them all the time like they are a done deal, like they're absolutely gonna happen. Like she would be the manifester of the Sailor Guardians. And so, you know, and you can't tell her any differently. Like that Mars energy, like she passionately believes that it's gonna happen. And so you speak this first meeting into existence. 100%. Like you believed it would be true, and so it is. And that's it. I want to get a couple more tarot for you and just see if we can get any more information about this exact day. It could end up being that it's exactly like you always imagined it would be because you're speaking it into existence, or it could be like a meet cute, you know, a divine timing, synchronistic kind of meeting. The 9 of Pentacles. You are feeling good. To get the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, like wish fulfillment and like financial abundance all in one, like you are feeling so good. And you may be feeling so good because you are trying to manifest maybe career success or, you know, some financial goal or whatever. And you achieve that, and it puts you in a really high vibe, and you're like, well, if I can manifest this, then I can manifest anything. And then you manifest your future spouse. The Fool. You are so happy. You are like stupid happy during this time. Because with this Fool card in particular, I think of the energy of unconditional love. And it feels like a gift from the heavens, like it feels like a gift from God or a gift from Spirit, the universe, whatever terminology you use. It just feels like a dream come true, a wish come true. What's your dream way of meeting your future spouse, pile 3? It may be different, but maybe we can get some general themes here. Maybe I can peer into your psyche and see. The Page of Wands. Okay. So maybe you have dreamed about meeting someone on vacation or while traveling to a certain place, or maybe you have dreamed of meeting this person maybe at an event or a social gathering, a party with the Page of Wands. Or if you work in a creative field, maybe you have dreamt about meeting someone who was also really creative and connecting with them, you know, over whatever it is that's your passion. Or if you have a hobby or an interest that you're really into and you've always hoped and wished that that hobby or that interest, that passion would lead you to your future spouse, you know, meaning that both of you share this interest in some way. Yeah, like maybe you're really into music and you've always wanted to be with a musician, or maybe you're really into tarot and you've always wanted to meet someone who was also very spiritual. Interesting. Well, don't you just get the best reading ever, pile 3? Yours feels a lot less grounded. Yeah, and it's because it's carrying that energy of manifestation. And it's a new beginning. So it could be coming at a time when there's a lot of changes in your life, a lot of growth. Feels very positive, though. That's why. The 8 of Cups. Like, you're meeting this person, like, in this transitional period where you've left something behind that was just stagnant, not good for you, not your path. And you're in this transitional period of stepping into this new beginning. You're very hopeful. You feel like the future is very bright. You're starting off this new chapter. And then this person comes in. Like, this person comes in right at the beginning of that new chapter. So that gives you a lot of hints about, you know, when is this person coming in? Let's see here. Ah, the deck's being chaotic. I feel like you've dreamt about this for a hot minute. You've wished for this for a hot minute. I feel like maybe for some of you, you've imagined so many scenarios as to how this could happen. Your heart is so open. You are just so open during this time. Yeah, you're definitely, like, for many of you, you're meeting them at a time when there's a lot to celebrate in your life, or there are a lot of, you know, good things on the horizon and people are like toasting you. You could be meeting them at a time when you left behind a partner who was cheating on you. There was a third party situation, something like that. You could also be meeting them at a party or, you know, a social gathering, an event. The sun, like, you're just feeling so hopeful and optimistic during this time. I definitely feel like you could approach them just because you're in such a receptive energy. Like, you're just so open. So even if they approach you first, I feel like you would be really chatty, really sociable. With the Ace of Swords, like, I feel like you two just catch on like a house on fire. Like, you guys just immediately, you know, click with one another. There's like instant rapport. You know, you don't have to go through the awkward like small talk or anything like that. This really kind of carries the energy of, you know, this person is not only your partner but also your friend. You know, so they're not just going to be the person that you marry. I feel like you would also call this person your best friend. That's what it feels like to me. There's a real cozy, loving, sweet energy. Like, I feel like you two are just so adorable together. Oh my gosh. This person could also offer you something. Like, so like, I really feel like it's a social gathering. There's a lot of other people around, but it's like no one else in the room matters. But there are a lot of other people around. Yeah, and you could be introduced to this person by someone else that you know. Yeah, and there's also an energy of you being around like-minded people. I'm getting off track though. They could offer to like buy you a drink, or yeah, like offer to buy you food, or if you end up like leaving that social gathering together, I could see them like, I don't know, like something about them like giving you flowers or giving you some kind of token with the Page of Cups. Giving you some kind of token of their affection, I'm hearing. Yeah, it could be something really small. Like, you could tell them like, hey, I like your keychain, and they just give it to you. You know, something like that. Okay, I'll tell you guys a personal story. The first time I like ever had a crush, like a real bad crush, I just immediately offered them my Netflix password. Like, it was like our first conversation, and we were in the same dorm room together, and before I knew it, I was giving away my Netflix password. Like, oh, young Bethany. Okay. We have the Communicator. Yes, and look at you two. Like, you're sweethearts together. Like, they really bring out your inner child. Like, you two are so playful, joking around. There's like this playful flirtatiousness. You know, it's not really sexual. It's definitely a lot more innocent than that. But there's a sweetness here. There's such a sweetness. This feels like soulmate energy. This reminds me of the Six of Cups. And again, like, communication just flows so easily with you two. Like, you don't have to try. There's no awkwardness there. The Lovers, shut up. Like, just stop it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, romantically, it's just, I feel like they're telling me like lost in your eyes now. Oh my god. Yeah. And like, you don't feel like you have to, with this Actor as the bottom of the deck, like, you don't have to be on. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to put on that like social mask and like try to be charming or try to be charismatic or try to be funny. You don't have to try to be anything. This person is just attracted to you and your authentic self. And that's so freeing. It's so liberating to just be able to be comfortable with someone right off the bat. Be yourself and not be worried about how you're coming across or, you know, like, are they attracted to you? Are they available? Like, you're not in your head about this. You're just in the present moment. And I feel like for most of you, that's not your norm. For most of you, you probably are like an overthinker, or someone who tends to be anxious or something like that. And I feel like that's a big sign to you that this is your future spouse, because you do feel that instant comfort. And they could also, like, if you have social anxiety, they could also be like leading you away from the crowd, you know, leading you to a quieter spot where you guys can just talk and hang out. And I do feel like you're talking to them for a long time. So pile 2, it was like they just had a couple minutes with their future spouse. With you all, it feels like you end up spending, you know, the whole day or afternoon, evening together. You know, like you just talk. There's an energy of you like talking for hours, to be quite honest. Yeah, I feel like you just vibe, you know, really well together. And yeah, again, like I feel like because you feel such a kinship with this person and there's a sense of deja vu, like, have I met you? They may even say to you, like, you look familiar, like, have we met before? And you're like, I don't think so, but they seem familiar to you too, and you don't know why. It's that past life connection coming through. And yeah, I think if they're the divine masculine, or if they are the man and you're the woman, whoever the divine masculine is, I see them like leading away the divine feminine. So you have a little bit of privacy or alone time together. Yeah, you have space from the crowd. Like, you're in your own little world together. I also feel like you just are just asking each other question after question. Like, you're just so curious about each other. But it feels very fluid and very light. You know, like you're moving from tangent to tangent with ease. And you may stop and be like, what were we talking about? And like, I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. And you're going to walk away just with this smile on your face, and like you won't even maybe remember everything that you talked about with them, but you'll remember how special it felt. And yeah, like I can't stop smiling. So to wrap it up, you know, an instant easiness between you two, a sense of friendship. You could be meeting them at a party, celebration. It's at a really good time in your life. Where you are feeling emotionally open and available, and you have, you know, some things to celebrate in your life. Things are going well. You know, you're in that energy of manifestation, and, you know, on that day that you meet them, like your heart is open. You're meeting them in some sort of public place where you're around other people, and you are around people who support you. You are around friends, or, you know, maybe even just coworkers who genuinely like to be with you. You know, that could also be a message. Or you could be, you know, out with family as well. But you're around good people, and it's good vibes, and you're having a nice time, and you meet this person. Yeah. I'm kind of like a little surprised, like out of all of the groups, I wasn't getting, maybe pile 1 could have been online, but no group had like online meeting. Okay, so anyway, so sorry pile 3, I realized I didn't use this deck for you all, so I'm gonna have to insert it. It's gonna be an awkward jump cut, but oh well. I don't want you to feel cheated. Alright, so pile 3, the exact day that you meet your future spouse. What do we need to know? I don't see how your reading could possibly get any better. I like this trouble card. This is very adorable to me. It kind of gives me the energy that you and your future spouse are like partners in crime together. 'Cause yeah, it feels like, because we were getting that you two would meet in like a public place or a party or a social event, something like that. And it kind of gives me this energy that you two are laughing the loudest in the room, and everyone's looking like, what are they talking about over there? Like, why are they laughing so hard? You know, like you're creating like a ruckus, like you don't realize how loud you're being, because again, like you two are just so enmeshed, and it's like, you know, everyone else kind of falls away. And that may be why you two decide to like go off on your own somewhere more private, maybe walk outside or something, get away from the people, so you can just be in each other's energy more. And then we have the dandelions here. I love this so much because I feel like when you meet them, we had that 8 of Cups. So you've been through the weeds, you know, like you've been through a difficult time, but you still chose to see the bright side. You know, some people look at dandelions like they're weeds, and other people look at them like, oh, it's pretty yellow flowers, you know, and I feel like you just choose to see the best in things. And I feel like that resiliency of your spirit is kind of why your future spouse is being brought to you. You know, it kind of feels like a reward, you know. And I also feel like this dandelions and this little shovel is making me think that as the night progresses, I do feel like you could be meeting this person, like maybe it's early afternoon, but I'm kind of picking up more that it's like an evening event. And then you guys end up talking and talking and talking, and like the event or party or whatever ends and you guys are still talking. And so you may end up going somewhere else, and then as the night goes on, the conversations just get deeper and deeper and deeper. So I feel like it starts off really lighthearted and fun, and then it, you know, the conversation just gets, you know, deeper as the night progresses. The magic frog. I love this. You feel like you kissed a lot of frogs, you know? You feel like you kissed a lot of frogs in your day, and then here comes your princess or Prince Charming, and yeah, it feels like there's a real playfulness here, and things are obviously very romantic with the thinking of you card right off the bat. And there's this energy of like, you don't just fall for their physical appearance, you fall for like their sense of humor and their intelligence and their energy and just how much effort they're putting into the conversation. And you know, they seem really engaged. You know, they're not looking at their phone, they're not distracted, they're looking at you and only you. And I feel like that just makes you feel so special. Yeah. I wonder too if, this is a very specific message, but maybe for some of you, because I did get the 6 of Cups kind of vibe from your tarot, or not from your tarot, from your oracle cards. I wonder if maybe this is someone from your past that you didn't look at twice at before, and maybe they had a physical glow up since you last saw them. That's a very specific message though, that's not going to resonate for everybody. Okay, now we're done, pile 3. This was a shorter reading. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I hope it gave you some clarity. So please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. You can also tip now with the virtual tip jar. It's called SuperThanks. You don't have to, but it is appreciated. A huge thank you also to everyone who's been so understanding about me having to, you know, change my filming schedule. I'm not going to be able to upload as many videos as I typically do in January and February because I'm studying for my licensure exam for my, you know, master's in social work. So I made a whole community post about it, but thank you all for being so supportive and understanding. And I will see you all in my next one. Take care, pile 3. I'm wishing you the very best.